Hello, and welcome back to Tales of Arise. In the last one, we didn't really get too much done, but we got to see this nonsense happen. And I'm assuming we're going to figure out more soon. We have to go around and ask people about how to get out of here. So we need to check on the other realms. And we're probably going to... I'm assuming this is happening in every realm. They're just draining all the resources directly from Lenegus. Alright, we got to skip though.
I bet the whole of Dahna's losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pillaging seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave. That's for sure.
Whatever Lenegus is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dahna's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Apparently. Alright, let's go talk to the people. And like I mentioned last episode, I won't be doing side quests until... or actually finishing these side quests until we have free reign of the map again. Oh, when that thing dropped out of Lenegus, the sound, my oh my, I thought the mountains were collapsing. Okay. You think a new path opened up because of that? You trying to find a way out to the other realms. Can't say I've ever heard about anything. If we knew about anything like that, we wouldn't have to hunker down in Thistleland. Good point. You haven't heard about it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They did mention that maybe Volron hid the entrance. Exit. You're trying to get to the other realms. Without a sturdy boat, there isn't much you can... Wait, I take that back. I remember one of the elders, who recently started talking a little, mentioned something. Apparently back in the day, there used to be a way to get through Forland Mountain. Forland? But not anymore. What could it have been? I don't know, but there's totally like a castle...
Where are these Forland Mountains exactly?
Forland.
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lavtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god, I didn't even think about... Oh, we have more quests here. I will go run over here and pick these up. Where's the other one? Thistleland? 2 there. I'm gonna pick all of them up so that they're available. I mean, some of them might already auto-complete, so... Where is this? Oh, this is by that lake. Yeah, I was wondering about that little... there was water and there were like Is it tights?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
When they come down from the ceiling? Yeah, right here. What? That thing. Is that related? Is that guy gonna ask about that? First, I'm gonna grab this. Ooh. Getting some 4s. Alright.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might...
Yeah!
Hey there, beautiful. Can I ask you for a favor? What do you need? No, I don't mean you, Burley. I'm talking to the other pretty lady over there. You said others, so you're still kind of complimenting her? Who, me? Also rude, asshole. I must say, you've got to be pretty strong to make it all the way here. That's why I think you're the perfect one to ask.
Sure.
Just get to the point already, will you? Well, you see, I'm trying to make my way back home to Thistleland, but there's this giant bee buzzing around. My guess is it's a queen bee. Ain't nothing else it could be, as far as I can tell. See. Anyway, I'm too scared to try and walk past it, so I'm stuck here. And just what has any of this got to do with me? Judging from the calluses on your fingers, I take it you're a gunslinger, yeah? I was a fighter in my younger years, so I can tell these things. Anyway, I was hoping you could shoot down that bee for me. If you were a fighter, what's stopping you from just taking care of it yourself? I hate to admit it, but I'm purely a ground fighter. I'm hopeless against anything that flies around. Okay, so you weren't actually being rude to Kisara, you just know she's not a gunner. Maybe. I'm worried that if that queen hangs around for long, she'll spawn even more bees, and then I'll really have no hope of getting home. The last thing we need is more bugs crawling around. Alright, you win. I'll see if I can get rid of it. I knew I was right to trust you. My body ain't what it used to be, but I've still got a good eye for these things in more ways than one. Her place. Okay. No, not priority. I'm not gonna do this now.
How did it come to this?
You're a beautiful woman, Shionne. That's a good thing, right?
Wait, Kisara. Hey, Kisara! How did it come to this?
She is offended. There it is. I don't even care if I'm at level for this. I still feel like we're just gonna waste time if I do it right now. So I'll wait. Like I really want to know what's going on in the story. So I really don't want to jump off the train to do this stuff yet.
About something.
A little compassion.
No way.
Notio, is that you? You're finally
All right.
home. Forgive me, I do believe you have the wrong person. My name is Dohalim. As it so happens, I'm new to this area. Oh, are you the ones who drove out those Zeugles? I'm so sorry. My mistake. Fret not. It appears there's something troubling you, however. If it's not too much to ask, would you mind telling me a little about this Notio fellow? No-show? I don't know. Of yours? I can't. Is it hard to discuss? As you can see, we're but a roving band of misfits. We've seen much on our travels, so we don't shock easily. Well, in that case, my name is Kagari. Notio is my lover, only he's a Renan.
You don't say.
I see. I can understand why you were hesitant then. I take it something happened to him. Up until several months ago, we used to meet in secret out of the village. But ever since then, he hasn't returned. He sounded completely normal last time, though. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, Notio. Whatever might have happened to you. Anyway, he works as a garden Pelgian. Forgot the E there. I'm afraid he might have, well...
Stay calm.
Stay calm. Could be any number of reasons why he hasn't returned. At any rate, your story intrigues me. I feel personally invested now. We shall investigate this ourselves and get to the bottom of it. Really, you'd do that for me. Gladly. Leave this matter to us. For now, we shall make our way to Pillaging. Pelgian. Any records we find there should tell us just where he went. Good idea. With that, we shall be on our way. With any luck, we should have good news before long. Yes, thank you. Missing a lover. Actually, that one probably could have taken priority.
Perhaps you shouldn't have gotten your hopes up.
I felt moved by people whose love transcended the boundaries of race. I wanted to hope.
I can see why you'd feel that way, I suppose.
That she does nothing. It's light-haired Gordeno. This is terrible. Our coastline is a wreck. What's wrong, sir? An enormous bird keeps whipping up these enormous twisters and ruining everything. That sounds like a Zeugl to me. What a shame. It used to be so peaceful along here.
Ridiculous.
You should see how all the flotsam and jetsam that's washed to shore. They say birds like shiny objects, don't they? I guess flying Zeugles must think like birds. At any rate, we can't go fishing while those twisters are around. We're in deep trouble. And Rinwell can absorb the art. Don't worry, sir. We'll blow those pesky tornadoes back to where they came from. If it's a bird Zeugl we're dealing with, that'll make it nice and easy target for me, too. Goodness, aren't you two such brave young women? If you really intend to visit the shoreline, do be careful. Oh. Is this a gigant? because I'm not doing it yet. If it is, doesn't look like a gigant. Let's run out there quick. Why not? I mean, I'm not gonna take too long.
I wonder what
do
we'll
all
find
the
out
side
there
stuff.
this time.
Most likely Zoogles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them.
Hey, last time I came out here, you guys said that. You guys have to have more lines than that. This game is a lot more voice than I thought. Like, when you compare it to, like, Trails of Cold Steel, oh, man. There's sometimes in Trails of Cold Steel where, like, I'm like, this is not voiced enough. Like, these should be voiced scenes. And in this game, it's like, I feel like this is overly voiced.
That's a big
not,
Zoogle.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Okay, it is.
I'm not sure we can take it.
It is, in fact, a gigant. Okay, so that's all I wanted to know. Yep. Oh, we've got training ground side quests. I can't wait to get back there. Hidden Wharf. Maybe we'll find Mahavar. But first, let's look for this missing person and then move on the story. There's so much to do.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh, you.
Hello.
Ganya? I think that's it. We meet again, Ganya. I see you're still well. You people again. Don't worry. I haven't gone hungry since then. I've been thinking, though, about what it takes to believe and trust in people.
I see.
That's a rather profound question to contemplate. Forgive us for interrupting you in the middle of all that. However, we're looking for something. We seek any records or paperwork that the Renan forces may have once maintained. Can you think of where they may have kept such things? Records like these.
Oh.
Yes, exactly like those. Thank you. You saved us a considerable amount of time and effort. It's fine. I trust you won't do anything bad with them. Interesting? Let's see. Nodio. Ah, here we are.
What?
Mission determining Lord Volron's whereabouts. Last transmission received from Menencia. It appears communication was cut off and he's been deemed missing for some time. This hardly bodes well. It's obviously an easy enough region for us to look for him, but whether we'll find him is another matter. Wait, judging by this location, could that soldier we met by the pond have been him?
I see.
You might, well, be onto something, Shionne. Oh, Taka Pond. There was that random soldier just standing there next to the fishing expert. May I ask you to guide us there? Sure, but you'll owe me one later. Guys, we haven't found a way out of the realm yet.
Forland's whereabouts? Don't they know where their own sovereign is?
Considering we've come across him the world over, he's likely been operating on his own for a while now.
Maybe even his own subordinates were just toys to him.
Sure. All right, we're clearly going probably to the depths. Oh yeah. Can't we just teleport to the depths? It's gonna stop us. I was wondering why it was just a big empty place with nothing going on. Oh, there's gonna be a boss in here.
Armored soldiers!
Oh.
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Sure. Level 33.
Lay down your arms and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! Traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were stubborn, but you don't have to be so damn dramatic.
Oh my god.
Take this! Point blank! The flame inside me to be let free.
Glacial
Come on. Oh, wait. Oh. I thought that was attached to Searing Gale for some reason.
I'm coming, Manuel.
I'm not scared.
What?
I'm totally fine.
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain. Another incantation ruined.
Okay.
Rising warrior!
Leave the enemy's arms to me.
Take this! No complaints here!
Shine.
Eternal devastation! Coming through!
I didn't even bother going for it.
Scarlet Inferno!
Here.
It's gonna take me a minute to get back into this, apparently. This is what I wanted. Just going off.
Where are you going?
Ow! Ow! He's dead. I'm always targeting the one I'm not actually going for. It's just so inconvenient to try to switch targets sometimes. Stardust? Keep it going. Lot.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Oh, they're dead. They're actually kind of tough. And they're fast.
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to Cyslodia. Everything all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
Can you just open up? Come on, Shionne. You're turning into Windwell. The quiet... keep it to yourself. I've got secrets.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out. Like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure, filled with memories.
No. That is not what I was expecting.
I can feel my power growing.
I expected them to that to be a random tutorial for like, hey, you can take your old armor and upgrade that too, or something. No, there's just a wholesome scene. All right. I forgot what this looked like beforehand. Was it just an illusion?
Tell me, Alphen, wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Dahna master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
A Dahnan master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Dahnan techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using those skills for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
Yeah, you could be Volron. Speaking of that, when I said sword arts, I realized there's a Sword Art Online crossover here. Is it... I don't know if it's going on or if it's just permanently added into the game with a patch. I have no idea how
Something
that...
feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Oh my god, another skid?
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush on Pillaging?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial that he was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation.
I don't think he's dead. Despite us stabbing him right in the stomach, his body disappeared. They keep bringing him up like people are waiting for him, like it's a flag. He's probably still alive. He's possibly still like the main villain, just like I thought he was gonna be. And those red shirt girls, whoever they are, I don't remember. They're part of his.
Right, here goes.
What is that music? Hold on. This is a Bizarria track, isn't it? Maybe it's just a Common Tales track, but I just heard Bizarria right away in that. Oh.
This one's all mine. Thanks.
Let's see if I can do this.
In a bind?
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if they count, but 5. What? I hit the button.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
You know, every time I hold that button, it just doesn't go off anymore. I don't know what's wrong with the Mystic Arts.
As impressive as always.
And here I hope.
No, I
Looks
mean,
like you
you're
came
even
to my
better than
rescue
ever.
again. This could be useful.
There's like 4 voices lined up on top of each other.
You've noticed it, haven't you?
Notice what?
I'm referring to Shionne.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegis as we make our way along this tunnel.
And you're saying it's related to Shionne in some way?
Perhaps. She believed there was a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't. Why? There's also the matter of the power that she inherited from...
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us. You recall when her thorns went rampant in Castle Delpharis. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
I thought you said all Renans had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shionne exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly possess. And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shionne or her motives. Nevertheless, I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know. Do you disagree?
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Could she be like under their control? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
Get lost.
We've already killed quite a bit of these guys. What were you guys weak to? Wind? Yeah. So if I'm gonna see these guys anymore, I'll be skipping after this one. Oh, I'm hitting the same buttons multiple times.
Now I've seen everything.
Glacial speed. Airborne
Sounds like a job for yours
So even the
truly.
Masochist has his limits.
Not feeling so great.
I owe you one. Rise and Wyvern.
I'm just trying to do Void Flash. There we go.
Take
You
this.
fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Here I come.
Just hanging out in the air.
Yours to be let free. You picked the wrong fight. Stalagmite. Eternal devastation.
All right, so if I go up and I use Void Flash,
Illuminate the dark. Holy glimmer.
it's like above their heads.
No complaints from me.
Does using weakness, their weakness against them, like build the...
It's obvious that people
Boost
used to
strike
go
faster?
through here in order to get to the other realms.
You think Volron really did seal it off to keep it hidden then?
Seems like it. Those soldiers we encountered might have known about it and chosen to hide out here.
But with the entrance collapsed and exposed, they must have been forced to come out of hiding.
Ooh, lucky pebble. I'm gonna try to make the super rare ore give me all the drop rates, everything accessory at some point. Maybe 4 of them if it stacks. Oh, great. Oh my god, they're getting more talkative.
Am I on a roll or what?
They're just overlapping.
Shiny mood.
All of their dialogue is overlapping now, constantly. Oh, I thought I could get around him.
We managed
Oh.
to pull through.
This is CP, not good. It's already halfway down. These enemies still hurt.
What's this thing?
What? Rat pig meat. Acquired. Was that what I needed? Oh, that's the not nor hair nor
I
something
see
meat.
supplies and other signs people were living here. Even Zoogle cages.
Definitely looks like this is where the remnants of Volron's forces hold themselves up. Yeah.
They were hiding in a place like this all along.
Nicely done.
All right.
Got some good.
Sapphire. We were just working on Emerald equipment. Now we're moving up to Sapphire. 22, 45, and 20. Regardless, it's better.
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
What, you don't like water? Alright, I'm assuming they're all related to the elements. I wish the equipment had more than just stats on them, like some sort of skills that the accessories have. Just a single one
Hey.
or something.
What do you say we fight that shining enemy?
Oh, of course. Hexbreaker, you're new.
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Wait. Do shining enemies give me the full boost, battle boost gauge? I mean, I'm about to lose it because you have much less time. Bienfu lure? Oh, can I look at that lure? Oh, that would be great. Oh, it's gonna run out. I think I made it.
That
Okay.
astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had.
Thank you, La. I'm gonna check over here. I really want to look at the description of that lure.
This might
Buff Bangle. Oh, that's interesting too. What is this? So it's gonna be a level 1. Yeah. Stat boost on enemy defeat. Temporarily boost all stats upon defeating an enemy. Wow. How long does it last though? That's kind of the important part. But still. Interesting. Bienfu lure. A strange but cute hat-clad lure. Its bounciness makes it all the more appetizing to boss fish. Oh, I really wish I could look at it. It's a
be some decent equipment.
Bizarria reference if
Anything
you're
that makes battles easier
unsure.
is okay by me.
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose anyway? Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegis?
Not as far as I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renis Alma, as well as other recent events, that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
Dohalim.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in the works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegis may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time, as well as a predetermined goal in mind.
Then what was the crown contest for?
That.
At this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving. The path continues. It's quite possible it will take us all the way to Cyslodia.
Agreed. Let's keep moving.
What if Volron
So
let
Shionne's
us kill
thorns
him?
are dark astral energy.
Rinwell, are you worried about Shionne?
Of course I am. But I don't know how to talk to her about it.
You and me both.
Could be possible that he either let us kill him or like he had. I don't know. Maybe not.
Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegis along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dahna they might have landed.
That tower.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like those lights may have all been different elements of astral energy.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dahna, they're shooting it back down to Dahna as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so suddenly.
Hopefully it's not a sign of some new threat we'll have to deal with.
But if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
The Red Woman. Shionne and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before pillaging.
And they're Renans.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No, it's not that I think they're lying, just... there has to be some reason for it, right?
Well, one thing the 2 of them have in common is that they're both Renans.
Okay, you 2. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're in the dark about a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. They're the only 2 who said they'd never seen him. I feel like I should have seen them unless the viewer also would be considered a Renan in that they can't see them for some reason. Or couldn't. I feel like the first time I saw her was when she appeared there, and I don't know. Excuse me. Ooh, and Hexbreaker. I wonder what that's gonna do. I feel like we need accessories that cause status effects on attack. And that seems like it could be one. Oh, I missed a... Ah, shit. God damn it. I keep playing as Dohalim.
Our superiority was undeniable.
It
But I
feels
can't-
invigorating to dominate a battle.
I was
Yeah.
certain I saw you.
Sayub Yan.
Right, here goes!
I can't seem to get the rod extension to activate.
Ignite!
We keep like stopping all the enemies here.
Careful, everyone.
Oh, not that button.
Isn't normal.
What are you guys weak to? Shionne. Okay.
I've got this. Let him mark handle it.
I'm not done. All yours.
I just don't. I'm like knocking him around, so I can't even get my dodge in.
Here I come.
He's interesting though. That one's weird. It's like really long distance away from him.
Blade moves like silk. I just let my instincts take over. How fascinating.
And he also can't really.
Here I hoped I was improving.
he can't really close the gap.
Better than ever.
I've never seen Shionne actually look flustered.
The tempest engulfs you!
Oh,
Illuminate the north! Now!
there we go.
Hammer!
See, they keep repeating these
Didn't even break a
conversations.
sweat.
The only reason I talk over it is because like they're always repeating that same conversation. It's unnecessary. All right, you need more elemental defense. Was that the only one? Okay. Excuse me. Wait, did I just go backwards? I did, didn't
I
I?
don't know if Shionne actually looked flustered.
I've never seen her
We may be
actually
a
look
touch beyond
flustered.
our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
That's the fourth time I've heard it in this episode. Why?
It sure got cold all of a sudden after we passed the peak.
That's good.
La.
Or-
Yeah, we're getting close.
I mean, you sounded angry. Three more life bottles. I did forget to restock, and it's probably a good thing.
Self-finish!
I'm pretty worn out.
Yeah, we're kind of out of CP. Oh, Frozen Valley. We are
Wanna rest up for a
100%.
bit?
You're gonna run into me, aren't you? Let's run back the way we came. Oh, there we go. Really? Well, we don't have a choice. Okay, we still got two more. What is this?
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Are you? Oh, yeah, we got a bunch
That
of rare
enemy looks
stuff.
strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
We're gonna get a lot of experience for this one. I'm actually not gonna
This one's
skip.
tough.
Glacial spear.
Pierce evil!
Now you see what
Alright, I'm playing as Rinwell
Surrounding us!
and taking this stupid gargoyle out.
The earth!
Ow.
Rise and rise!
Dance in the wind!
Sword
In
and
here!
spear! Rending you bloody
Raging storm!
Oh, there he goes.
Whoa, hey! One at a time! Ow! I can't feel you.
Apparently, I think you only have a limited amount of time. Oh, no. Stop that.
Dance in the wind!
To do your activation.
Raging storm! You make quick work of them!
There, charge magic.
I hope to see them sometime. I never miss!
Shattering of pieces! Attack time!
One more! Now!
This thing's dead.
Frozen!
Hammer!
I've used a bit too much healing.
We got a lot of items from that. Sapphire
word.
Guard. You... Decent elemental defense. Exactly what she needs.
This must be the work of Providence.
Prava what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Wait, because he leveled up? Come on, back end. At least we know where this connects now. There are still a few places I'm like, what? They're missing connections.
We made it to Cyslodia.
We need to get that bridge down somehow.
Bah, punch it.
It looks like we can control it from our side. Let's take a closer look.
Are you okay, Law?
Oh, fine. Just thinking. The past is a real downer. That's why I'm focused on what's ahead of me. You?
Yeah. I'm going to stay the path. As long as we're all together, I know we'll be all right.
Same here. Now let's get moving.
You guys all... They're all gonna have a moment again, aren't they? Where they have their moment, and then all of a sudden they get their second Mystic Art, like Alphen did? Because clearly they have to get him. Shionne would probably get hers last. I'm just going off of stereotypical game design choices, but it seems like it's going to happen. Something in Cyslodia.
Oh, good. We can cross through here.
Stop! Who goes there?
My name is Alphen. We're not your enemies.
Did you say Alphen? Slap me silly, it really is you!
Bregan.
Forgetting someone?
Renwell! Oh, glad to see you're doing okay.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're patrolling the realm. Never thought I'd bump into you all on my rounds, though. Heck, enough of me, though. What's going on up in the sky? Feels like the world's gonna end.
That's what we're trying to figure out ourselves. And as it happens, got a big favor to ask.
I had an inkling that's why you'd come back. As soon as I saw you in the distance. So you beat all the lords, huh? Damn, you really must be a hero.
I just did what I had to. So can you send anybody to help Ganath Haros?
I think we can help out. I'll hit up the other resistance groups and rustle up some support. I doubt they'll have a problem sending people once I mention it's you who's asking.
Thanks. If you guys can help out, that'll give us a chance to do something about that wedge out in the ocean.
Yeah, I think that's something only you guys can handle. Speaking of which, that thing's out in the middle of the ocean. How do you even plan on reaching it?
Oh, Mahavar.
By boat. We're about to go look for one.
No rest for the weary, I see. Hey, what happened to that mask you used to wear?
It's a long story. Let's just say I lost it.
I sure never expected to run into Bregan.
Cyslodia's probably in good hands with him.
Yeah. Now we can focus on finding a ship.
We're totally gonna find him. He had to have washed up. Finding a ship.
A boat, huh? Where are we gonna find one of those? It's not the kind of thing people just leave lying around.
Especially not Renans. For an Imperial power, they never have shown much interest in maritime expansion. Still, I dare say there should be the odd small vessel here and there.
All well and good, but that structure's slap bang in the middle of the ocean. A fishing boat won't cut it.
Let's just try to find one that won't sink us halfway out, yeah? Not that it needs to be a huge galley like Almadria's or anything.
Just as well, since we've passed, let's see, literally 0 huge galleys.
All I know is we have to reach that thing in the ocean. Anything that might work, I say we try it.
Sure. A helping hand.
Thanks to Bregan, it seems like Ganath Haros should be in good hands at least.
I wonder who they'll send to look after things. It'll be someone from one of the other resistance organizations, no doubt.
They could do a whole lot worse than someone like Doc. A knowledge of medicine would go a long way there.
Wait, do you mean the old guy back in Calaglia? Ganath Haros would be one hell of a trek from there. He'd have to get here first.
My brother's old second-in-command, Legiel, would be a perfect fit, too. Pity she'll probably still have her hands tied up with work in Menancia.
Mahag Saar will be the same story. They won't have the manpower as it is, let alone enough to start exporting it.
Man, everyone's still struggling to get back on their feet, huh?
Knowing Bregan, he'll probably take things into his own hands. He seems like the kind of guy who enjoys a challenge.
Thinking back on it now, though, it does kind of make you realize just how many people we've gotten to know in each of the places we visited.
Yeah.
That's true. And each and every connection we forged is priceless. Anyway, we can trust Bregan to take care of things from here. Come on, let's focus on the task at hand.
Minus, of course, Mahag Saar. We knew literally one person from... Actually, Ganath Haros, we know no one, except for... Ganya? Ganya? I already forgot.
Freezing.
It's always like this in Cyslodia.
Menancia was most fortunate, I see.
All right. Where is the big old... Uh-oh. Main story marker. Hidden Wharf. I bet he's back. I bet he's back, and that ship is sitting right there, and he's going to be like, oh, hey, guys. Please don't be dead. Look at all these side quests. Oh, no. Oh, no. We don't have the time to do story and get these set up. Okay, we're going to go pick up side quests. We're going to have to. Now that the world is open again, first thing I'm going to do is go to Owl Forest, though. They've been yelling at me for so long.
I think Hoodle senses something.
What? You saying there's an owl around here? I don't believe it. Maybe there actually is one hiding in here. What do you got for us this time? Knight Guardsman armor. Aquatic. Il Chiaris. I think. I really don't know if... I forgot how you pronounce that. Okay, morning attire. Really? That... I mean, that was quite a few outfits, but... Unkempt hair. Oh, I can't even put his... Wait, weapon skin. Oh, really? You can just default for cutscenes? Honestly, out of all of these, the Ground Fang, it's the most reasonable one. I'm not gonna change the weapon skin right now, though. You didn't get anything new. Oh, we got so many of these. You know, I've went around and watched a couple of videos just because I get excited when I see a scene. I may not look it, but I get excited when I see something cool, and then I want to see other people's reactions. So I've been watching a few of them, but everyone has to wear these ridiculous outfits and the glasses. I'm just not into it. Okay, so you got that. Okay, color palette swaps, of course. I can't imagine him wearing the dark one's okay. This one is very slightly different, but it's almost too white. I don't know. It's okay though. We already looked at yours. And we looked at all his. Ooh, dark armor. Blue armor. I mean, the dark armor looks pretty good, but I'd prefer the white one. It's all we've seen her as. Perch seems to be a full. Okay, we're missing stuff in Calaglia. We've got all the Cyslodia ones. Got all those. We've got all those. This is Calaglia, right? We're just missing Calaglia? How many are we actually missing? Field guide, play records, owls found. 31 of 38? There's no way I'm missing 7. What? It said the perches are full. Oh, well, whatever. Moving on, let's go to... What? Thistlem again. We just came from there. Why is there another quest already? No, I'll go back there after we go to Menencia Taka Pond. I'm going to talk to that guy. We also haven't been back to the fishing guy in a long time.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Yeah, you just seemed so out of place here. Oh, I didn't think I'd see you all again. Thanks again for all your help earlier. Is there something you need? Oh, wait, you're probably only here to fish, huh? Actually, we're looking for a man named Nodio. Would you happen to know him? Yeah, that's me. Why? What's going on? A woman by the name of Kagari has been worried for you. At her behest, we've been searching for you, and now here we are. Oh, my sweet beloved Kagari. To hear that fate still binds us so. I appreciate you coming all this way to search for me. I really do. However, I need you to tell her to forget about me. What? I demand to know why. Has your love for her dissipated? Hardly, but if I leave now, I'll be killed for abandoning my post. If I can't see her again, then she needs to be allowed to move on with her life. At the very least, I have no intention of dying here. Call it selfish of me if you want. I don't care. But I swore I'd endure this assignment no matter what it took. He's looking for Volron, isn't he? Because I believed one day she and I would meet again.
What?
That's quite noble of you. Now stand up straight. Such spirit is exactly what I like to see. Listen, the time for the crown contest is over. A new era is slowly beginning to unfold for both Dahna and Rena alike. I believe you two are a fine symbol of its beautiful potential. Sir Nodio, if you could be with your beloved once more, would you promise to remain steadfastly by her side for all your days? Of course, it's what I live for.
All right.
Excellent. Then I hereby relieve you of your duty. Excuse me? I'm not sure I understand how that's possible. I apologize. I should introduce myself. I am Lord Dohalim, the victor of this most recent crown contest. Really? You're gonna claim that? As you know, Renan society is one that respects its hierarchy. With my protection, none may threaten your life for leaving here.
What?
My lord, I didn't realize it was you. Forgive me. I don't know what I could have ever done to thank you for such generosity.
All right.
You needn't do anything more than heed the promise you've made to me here. Now what are you waiting for? Go back to your dear Kagari already. Yes, my lord. Oh. Report back.
There's something in the water.
You guys aren't going to talk about that? Oh. Look who it is. Do I not have 2 more? Really? Interesting. I thought for sure I would have caught... We haven't been back here in so long? Okay. Well, anyways, we talked to him, which cleared that spot up, and I want to check this a little... I know this is going to be super random, but... It's not like we can't fast travel.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Clearly he did. Kagari, tell me it's you.
No way.
Nodio, is that really you? It is Kagari. It's me, Nodio. I'm back. I can't believe this day has actually come. When I was given those orders, I thought I'd have to abandon my whole life with you. But I tell you something, not a single day passed by where I didn't think of you, my love. Oh, I still can't believe this is really happening. Oh, Kagari, my sweet, wonderful Kagari. How many times are you gonna say my name out loud? Silly Nodio. It just brings me such joy to say it with you by my side once again. And I'll keep saying it over and over, even if you get tired of hearing it.
Well,
I hate to interrupt while you two are clearly having a moment, but you don't mind if we take off now, do you?
That can't be.
No, don't feel like you all have to leave. Please, let us return the favor
Sure.
somehow. Absolutely. We'd be terrible to turn you away after you saved our relationship. In that case, perhaps you will allow us the honor of attending your wedding. Although I must shamefully admit I've never been to such an event. Oh, it would be an honor to have you all there. In fact, we'd love for you to officiate it, Lord Dohalim. We both come from such different cultures, we don't know where to start. But if you presided over it, I'm sure it'd turn out great. If you're certain that's what you want, then I'd be happy to do so. Once you've decided when to hold it, send word to pillaging. Until then, I bid you two farewell. Thank you, Lord Dohalim. We can't wait to see you again, my lord. Oh. Lots of money, a grilled rapig recipe, a side quest title, increase normal attack limit. Cure. Greatly restore allies' HP. I mean, I'm buying that now. Sonic Spear. Ooh, repeated thrust. Forward rush. Yeah. Does he even have counter edge? I don't think he's got it yet. Oh, he does. Right. I've never been able to use it with him, though. Like, I always thought that he didn't have it. Interesting. Oh, and I have to make the grilled rat pig for that. Subquest cleared, Owl Sanctuary. I see.
I must say, I wasn't expecting you to be the one to spoil their reunion.
Well, it was the same with Alphen and Shionne. Too much affection can be hard to bear. In fact, you look sort of pleased, Dohalim.
I have the privilege of witnessing their new start together. Few things can mar such joy.
What if it were you?
What indeed?
Interesting. Dude, I'm on Dohalim's side then. I just like watching people be happy. We haven't saved in a bit. What do you need?
Okay.
Ah, you're the ones who helped protect the village earlier. Would you mind lending me an ear? Of course. Your people took great care of us during our stay. Is something troubling you, sir? No. It's a fishing quest. It's nothing like that. I was simply wondering, have you ever heard of the legendary fishing hole? Legendary fishing hole, you say? No, I haven't. Do tell more. Well, there's a cave hidden in Shinefall Woods, and inside there is a place that's supposed to be fish heaven. I read about it in this here book I found. Whoa. It says you can catch rare fish hardly found anywhere else in the world. Oh. Not only are they rare, they're unbelievably delicious too. Oh. And wouldn't you know it, I found a cave that matches that description. I don't have what it takes to venture inside at my age, but were certainly lots of fish swimming around. It looked like a great place. But here's the thing. A while back, this enormous light fell right into that cave. A light, huh? It could have come from that wedge. Ever since then, the fish inside have completely vanished. Huh. That's terrible. Agreed. This can't stand.
Yes.
Then it's set. Leave this case to us. I'll find that fishing hole and catch me one of those elusive fish.
Okay.
Wonderful. You're so helpful, miss. I'll let you know how it tastes, too.
How?
Okay. You plan on eating it, huh? Hey, once we find where the fishing spot is, exactly, you won't need that book anymore, will you? If so, could I have it afterwards? Sure. I guess that wouldn't be a problem. Great, let's get to work, ladies. Right. Was just looking for a way to work off that last meal. Be careful with the light, too. Alright? Okay, interesting. I have no idea what I need to give priority. We're doing so many quests right now.
The fish could be dwindling even as we speak.
Time is of the essence. Let's hurry. I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Haven't heard that in a while. I'm not quite gonna do it yet. Okay, we have Gigant there. Oh, it's a big search area. Yeah. I'm sure it's easy to find. I think it's the part where you had to jump down from the really high area. And in here we also have another Gigant. We have another Gigant on the seashore. Alright, let's see what's going on in Nia's first. Just one quest? Just one quest.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh, you again. Well, I already forgot his name. I don't remember how I remember Bregan, but not him. Bathon. Roaring,
All
huh?
right.
You must be quite busy, having to run this whole operation. Oh, you're that ex-lord from Menancia. It was quite unfortunate what Almadria did here. I'm deeply sorry that we couldn't do more to stop her treachery in time. Whoops. You don't need to apologize, but it sure has gotten lonelier around here ever since that whole mess. That's for sure.
I guess.
I'm sure with Deadheim gone. Yeah, we used to always get up to trouble when we were younger. Whenever something happened, he'd go charging dead ahead. I'm sure if he was still around, he'd still be running all over the place, always on the move. You mentioned something about roaring. Yeah, I got a report of some noises coming from Estaluve Forest. There was an enormous Zoogle there previously, but I believe we dispatched it already. Oh, I didn't know that. This must be something else. From what it says here, it didn't sound like just one Zoogle making a ruckus either. If more threats have emerged from in that forest, we need to do something. But I'm so busy rebuilding Niaz. I don't know when I'll get to it. Sure.
Good.
In that case, let us concern ourselves with that while you focus on your work. Really, you're sure about that? Quite. But in exchange, you have to promise that once we've finished, you'll regale us with more tales of you and Deadeye in your youth. That's all. You've got a deal. I'll make sure to get us some drinks and snacks while I'm at it then.
I see.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I'm keen to see how the local liquor here tastes. Echoes. Sure. Nope. It's clearly a gigant. So, if I click on this, are you going to show me? It's not going to show up as a gigant yet. I think this is where we fought that boss last time. I can't even fast travel there, so we'll wait on that one. We're waiting on most of these, so. Atalina. Oh, we're still doing Bibliophile. I wonder if I got that book yet. I don't know, but we're going to the ranch. This guy's clearly got an amazing quest that's going to make farming way more interesting. Right?
Finally.
Oh.
If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Look at them all. They're so hard to navigate around. Get that rat out of here.
You better not come back. Got it?
Is it just a single rat?
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here.
I know.
Yeah, we're done. Oh, it's you kids again. Perfect timing. You're gonna ask some tough favor, aren't you? Nothing too hard. A work uniform I ordered in town should be just about ready. You pick it up from the tailor for me. We're not your errand boys, old man. Don't get me wrong. I'd go myself if I could, seeing as they say the tailor's the prettiest lady in town and all. But I've got my hands full taking care of the animals, so I can't go. Well, ain't it a shame? I guess we can handle it for you instead, sir. Right, Alphen? Huh? Yeah, no problem. Thanks, kids. I'll leave it in your hands, then. The stud from the plains. That one could just be a fetch quest, so we might as well.
I'm gonna do it. Just you watch, Alphen.
Watch what? You getting clothes?
No, not the clothes. I'm talking about asking the hottest lady in town out on a date.
Oh, she's gonna be an elderly woman, I bet. That would be funny. Shit, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. I'd like to pick up all the side quests, preferably, before we end, but...
We finally made it.
We'll probably, maybe in the next episode, get some of them done, and then do main story, and then finish the rest. Unless it's like I doubt it's like a point of no return. Okay, it's not an elderly woman.
Well...
excuse me, miss. What? Are you here to hit on me too? No, nothing like that. I'm here to pick up an order for Bogdell.
Right.
You liar. Oh, old Bogdell from the ranch. He's always such a good customer. His order's all ready, so I'll bring it right out. Sorry for jumping down your throat there. It's fine. I can tell you're a pro at shooing away pesky suitors. You can say that again. Dealing with unwelcome advances has become second nature. Wish they'd take a hint and see I'm not into that crap. Yeah, I bet it gets old.
Law.
Oh, are you ready to go or what? I was thinking, would you be... Well, hello there, handsome. This your friend? Yeah, he and I traveled to get... Say, you wouldn't happen to be free, would you? I'm almost done for the day. Oh, rude.
Sorry.
Sorry. I still have things to do. I've got people waiting on me, so... Ah, really? Too bad. You're kind of cute, truth be told. Uniform. Oh, right. Of course. Here's that uniform Boggy ordered. Much appreciated, ma'am. We'll be seeing you. All right, don't be a stranger, handsome. Oh, poor La.
Looks like you're done here, Alphen.
Yeah. That was too close.
La's gonna be upset. All right, let's turn that in. This is just a story
Finally.
quest.
If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Do you guys have to say that every time? At least cycle all 6 of them.
Hey.
We've got the uniform you asked for. Yep, that's exactly what I ordered. Thanks, kids. I wish I'd never met her. Say, how are you all taking to the ranch work? Getting used to it? More or less, although it's pretty hard trying to communicate with any of the animals, I have to say. Really? They're all good with me. That's true. They do seem to listen to whatever you have to say for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, but why not you? Can't you tell what they want just from looking at them? No, not really. Well, for me, looking at them comes pretty naturally. Now they all like to gather around me whenever I'm working. Wow, I wish I had that kind of talent. Look, all the animals flocking to you are girls. Ain't you lucky? Boy. Oh. Didn't you want to be popular with the ladies?
Hey!
With human ones, yes, not animals. Actually, that reminds me, the biggest cow here gave me some of her grass.
Wow.
Maybe she was confessing her feelings. Maybe so. Didn't expect my first confession to come from a cow. Well, I'll be. Even Mary's taken a shine to you. Eh? She's the most popular cow in the whole ranch. Really are a born later killer. Except with my own species, apparently.
What?
Guys, a big bull just got loose. Damn, looks like it's Abe. This ain't good. He and Mary are mates, you know. Guess he's jealous his beau's taking a shine to another man. Are you kidding me? Quit yapping and get out there and catch him, boy. This is your fault. I guess being this popular has its downsides. Hey! Humans, not animals. Humans.
Good grief.
Anyway, I'll go round him up. Good, just be careful. Abe's got a nasty temper. Thanks, kids. Kid.
It couldn't have gotten far.
Is it a gigant?
On the loose. We'd better hurry.
It better not be a gigant. I was gonna say, if I just had to, like, teleport for a quest. Okay, it's over in the field here?
Isn't that the bull?
Oh, it's just
surrounded
boars.
by Zoogles.
Hey now, no picking on Ab.
Ab. I kept saying Abe. Level 20 boars.
Can't get out of this. Resonate with
I feel like...
Stalagmite.
Oh, there we
They
go.
rush you. You gotta jump for cover, okay? Into the raging
Sword
storm.
Rain Alpha.
Do it.
Oh. I feel like you couldn't do this quest till now, so that's a little weird. Why are they so low level? Phew, I'm glad that's finally over. You okay, Ab? Good. Doesn't look like you're hurt anywhere.
I guess...
What were you thinking? It's dangerous out there. Well, let's get you back to the ranch. This quest is going on.
Yes.
There you are, Abgarel Langtaro. I'm so glad he made it home safe and sound. Is that Ab's full name? Yep. And Mary's short for Mary El Bigor Gore? That's too much. Too awkward. I'm sure she's glad to see him again. Those sound an awful lot like names a lord might have. It must have been pretty hard getting Crabby Ab to follow you back, huh? Not really, he didn't make a fuss the entire way.
How?
He didn't. You must have a natural talent for husbandry, if Ab's taken a liking to you, boy. Bulls and cows obeying you alike. You've got this ranching business down already. Maybe I'm good at this. If only you could figure out humans, too. Who asked you? Would you look at that? The girls have gathered around. They must have heard what he did. Wow, there's so many.
Hey!
What are they doing? Oh. They sure have taken a shine to you, boy. Yeah, they were licking you all over. Now my clothes are covered in slobber. No need to complain. Here, you can wear this uniform instead. Wait, isn't this what we picked up for you earlier? Are you sure I can have this? Of course I'm sure. Makes for good advertising, having you wear it during your travels.
Grief.
That's what this whole was for the whole time? That's what this was for the whole time? That sounded weird. Oh, that's what this was for the whole time? I think it's best we get going now. Alright, don't be a stranger now, you hear? Ab and Mary are gonna miss you. I'll be back. Just make sure to have an extra change of clothes prepared in case I need it next time. Armor's clothes. Armor straw hat. Shoreman straw hat. Sure. Thank you. I was hoping
Don't
you would
look now, but the animals have come to see you off.
Oh, of course, the only affection I can get is from livestock.
Aww. I think you and them are a match made in heaven.
It's okay, Lot. The only problem is you're going off of looks only. Clearly, like they walk up and Alphen walks up and she starts hitting on him, but Law's immediately get away from me. So that's literally just off of appearance. Immediately, you're talking to the wrong women, Law. Also, he's kind of shallow because he was gonna ask her out because she's the hottest lady in town. So. All right. I don't know why I'm in here. This is not what I was looking for. No. We're going to outfits. Who got it? Oh my god. No, thank you. Okay. Do you all have it? Yeah, you can all wear. Wow. They all have unique farmer clothes. They looks, yeah, entirely different on everyone. That's okay. I don't think I'll ever wear this. All right, let's see yours. It's weird to not see her wear armor. Interesting. Thanks, I guess. Interesting. What do we got going on in the training grounds?
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Black Cat?
Okay.
I've been waiting for you, Kisara. That voice, is that you I hear, Legil? How long have you been waiting here for me anyway? Never mind that. In our many contests over the years, I maintained a lead over you, 49 wins to 48 losses. But after that boar incident, we're now shamefully tied, which is why I propose we settle the score once and for all at the training grounds. What, you want a duel to break our tie? Last time I checked, the matches you won against me were in things like cold endurance and capture the flag, not dueling. Well, I'll have you know that I've been training hard just for this occasion. Now fight me, one-on-one, fair and square.
Really now?
You call fighting in that armor fair and square? If anything's unfair, it's how freakishly built you are, Kisara. Excuse me? You still have Miguel's bracelet, right? How about if I win, you have to give it to me? What? This is a memento for my brother. I can never give. Well, sounds like someone already expects to lose. As if. I hope you're prepared for what's to come, because I'm not holding back. Bold of you to say that, considering how you used to always cry and cry whenever Miguel left you to go do something when we were little. Why are you being so rude? An eternal rival. That's beyond rivalry. That's just rude.
Just what's going on here? Should we stop them?
I don't
The two
have...
of them seem to share a long-running history. It would not be our place to interject.
They're just having fun, right?
Maybe? She sounds a little overboard, though. I'm gonna wait on that. I'm sure it's not difficult, but it's gonna take a bit, probably, to do an extra fight, so we're just gonna have quite a bit to do in the next one.
We've reached our destination.
Where is this one? Oh, right here. Be kind of cool if you guys either got replaced or leveled up.
I sense a poor soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like our cute.
Huh?
Oh, Lord Dolhalim, it's
Why?
you. Indeed, is there a problem? I don't know if I go that far, but have you heard the rumors about the area up ahead, my lord? I haven't. Do you know about these rumors, perchance, Kisara?
Oh, yeah?
Somewhat. I heard of people claiming they hear rumbling in the ground, and how they see some sort of strange light at night. Well, they're true, and things have only gotten more and more strange ever since the shooting star crash-landed there recently. Excuse me? In fact, I tried to talk to the guards about it, but they were really gruff and just told me to back off since it's dangerous. Huh. I have half a mind to tell them to tone it down a little, if that's how they're treating ordinary citizens. Dohalim, no. If you say something, it'll turn into a whole incident. Let me try talking to them. Hold on a moment. Did you mention there was a shooting star? Yes, I'm scared something's going to happen, but I don't know what to do. We mustn't ignore this. Dohalim, you don't think it might be one of those lights that emerged from the wedge? Possibly. This is one rumor we can ill afford to ignore. Fret not, we shall investigate. For now, I urge everyone to avoid the area until we have ascertained the situation. Oh, thank you, Lord Dohalim. I understand. Please, do be careful out there. Spirit Temple? What? This is optional?
It'd be bad news if this had something to do with that wedge business.
What I don't get is, why here? What could possibly be out here?
We'll find out for ourselves whether it's coincidence or something more.
Yeah, oh damn, we're starting to get 4s of the old stuff. Right here, right? Is it gonna be a whole ass temple? We'll find out. Oh. Huh. I'm scared to like walk up to it. This place did feel oddly like big with nothing going on. I don't want to walk in there because it's probably going to be either a whole dungeon, side dungeon, or let's talk to this.
Oh, wow!
What's that thing? It's like that rock's got a face. Indeed, that didn't used to be here, as I understand it. Written accounts mention a Dahna temple once stood here that enshrines an earth spirit, though none of it was thought to remain.
Yeah.
But judging from the way the rock looks, and looking at and all the grass covering it, it sure seems like it's been here a while. Bear in mind, this area is rich in earth astral energy. That may explain the abundant grass. Could this really be one of the lights from the wedge? I don't see any signs of it being alive. It looks like we can enter underneath the face. What should we do? What else? We shall enter and investigate. Turning back now won't resolve anything. If you're sure, it feels like we're going to be swallowed up walking in there. This is going to unlock his next mystic art, I bet. maybe this is how you get them, because this is a Earth temple, and then we'll have other temples for them, maybe? I don't know. If His Excellency so wishes, then I shall step aside. Please do be careful. Not yet. I will check that out soon. Oh, it doesn't even have a exclamation. Interesting. Or a star on the map. That's kind of weird. Everything else has a star. Well, we just have to check one more place now. For one side quest, and then we've grabbed every side quest. It's gonna be a little chaotic trying to do them
We've reached
all,
our destination.
Huh? You?
You're...
Yeah.
Oh, it's the guy from the basement, or the castle basement, right? Who was like, I don't want to leave. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Could that be... what the hell?
Oh, come on. Again?
I'm skeptical. Maybe if we use that.
You did it. Calm down, dude. Let's hurry.
What language was that? Lawese? I didn't understand a word of it.
Sorry about that. That was Patvo, an old friend of mine. He's like a little bro to me. There's a Zoogle on the loose that he couldn't finish off. Want to help deal with it?
Another? Well, I guess it can't be helped.
Okay. Well, thanks for giving context to what was clearly a very coherent conversation. Oh my, that was... I had no idea what was going on there. Is it Frozen Valley? Yeah. Okay. Well, that one's set up. There's one thing I'm absolutely getting out of the way right now. Please, dear God, have changed your clothes. It's been a month.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Since
I was
episode
used to fire by now.
episode 4, I've been waiting for this. Hey, good to see you. Sorry, who are you again? I'm the guy who asked you for fashion advice. I did as you suggested and picked out some bold clothing. How do I look now? Damn, you look tough and handsome now, like a real warrior.
Oof, no.
It's a bit of an eyesore. I know I said be aggressive, but you look dressed for battle. You definitely stand out now, but for all the wrong reasons. This is hard, but I won't let this get me. I'll just have to keep upping my game. That's the spirit. Good luck. Oh, quest complete. Okay. I thought we were gonna have to come back again. Oh, thank you for finally finishing that quest. It wasn't even that rewarding. There was nothing good about that, but it was just weighing on me like, why is this not done? All right, well, obviously I'm going to end this. Hold on, can I check? Activity record? There we go. I'm gonna check these quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14 side quests. Active. There's no more on the map. Total. Do you have like quests complete somewhere in here? I know what's in here. I totally passed it. There were like 70 subquests. There we go. This isn't even near the remaining subquests. Wow. We still have a bunch more to pick up after this. Interesting. I thought that maybe that would be like a big majority, but no, there's still more to go. Okay. Well, in the next one, we're going to take care of quite a few of them. And in fact, I am not quite at level I haven't been back here in so long.
Okay,
I'm not quite at
off we
level
go.
yet, because this thing was like level 45, but I totally think we can handle this thing soon. So we may have to get that out of the way. I'm just gonna run up here since
Think
we
we
have
can
0
take that
CP.
thing?
No way.
Okay, it was 43.
I have.
All right. Oh, cannot flee. I guess he's got to kill
feeling
us.
about this.
I'm not even gonna try here. I'm just going to accept
Target
that.
crossblade.
Hit me.
Aim for the weak spot.
Oh,
Demon Fang. Double
excuse me.
Demon Fang.
Are we actually doing damage? I need to die.
And here.
Remember when this thing just killed me though? There you go. Rin melt. Can you die quick? Wow. Again. He is very slow. I could kick his ass. He's bad at aiming too. We're gonna be able to fight him maybe in the next one.
Poodle.
Okay. Yeah, we're totally going to be
can't
able to
believe it.
fight him in the next one. We're a few levels under, but I think it'll be a good challenge trying to take him out. I just wanted to know so I could plan ahead, like, if he's that much higher level, let's not even bother trying, but after I do all the other side quests, I might do this one last. We'll be leveled up. Maybe we'll get it done. But I'm going to split it here. Oh. I'm going to split it here, and in the next one, I have to delete these. In the next one, we're 100% doing side quests. I probably won't get to story until the episode after. So if you're not interested in that, then skip an episode. But if you're still here, I mean, I guess you're just here to watch content. So, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it, and I will see you in the next one.